This week on Two Noobs, Gen Zers better watch out that passive-aggressive thumbs-up emoji can now form a binding legal contract according to a Canadian court. Then we head to India for a new CEO douche who's all too happy to dump his workforce to accelerate the rise of the machines. Plus, road signs, what the hell? That's all I'm going to say about that. Finally, we rank our favorite Philadelphia sports plays. Something tells me John's got Ben Simmons' free throws on his list. Let's go. Start that music. Well, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 146 of the Two Noobs Talking Podcast. He's on the right-hand side of me. That means he's on the left-hand side of your screen, so I'm not going to get into all that directional crap. That is judicially John Tracy. And then flip that whole directional thing, and over there is mountainous Matt Craig. Gentlemen, and I in the middle am supremely Steve Murray. That's what I'm talking about. John, what's going on down there in the great state of Texas? Is it still hot? I'm sure it is. All right, moving on to Matt. Oh, I guess I should let you talk. Go ahead.
Did you just call Matt fat?
No,
in a nice
mountainous.
way.
Mountainous.
No. High, big. Mountains, big,
broad.
buff. It's a tip to the over 40. That isn't going to make much sense, but that's fine. So John, is it hot? Is it not? What's the deal?
It's until late August, yes, it's hell on earth. Real feel was 114 on Thursday, and that was like 10:30 in the morning. Yeah, it gets hot. It's the desert. It gets hot down here. I don't want to bitch about it constantly because I moved down here on purpose. So there's no reason.
Oh, you've only got yourself to blame.
But yes, it absolutely gets hot as hell down here.
Yeah, well, it's a wet heat. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I do have an over 40 rant. Since when do they not make any sense? I'm just saying.
So true.
Well, my over 40 rant will definitely be a complaint session lobbed against LA Fitness and their hit program. I just want them to just dial it back. Just a little bit.
All right. Well, momentarily, LA Fitness will be getting the backhand of Matt's... The back of Matt's hand. Yes, right.
Yes.
Whack.
That's right.
The back of his forehand?
The back of his forehead. We're
Otherwise,
all
the
on
other
top.
backhand.
Yeah, right.
The other backhand, right.
But before we get to that, I just want to share a revelation that I've had. Not so much a revelation as stupidity. So when I was down the shore a couple weeks ago, I happened to witness some gentlemen brought down a basketball net, which was a little bizarre. And then, and I thought, well, okay, maybe they're just going to kind of take shots, free throws, whatever. Then I happened to witness them playing basketball, but because it was on the sand, they weren't dribbling the ball, which looked utterly ridiculous.
Which also defies all the rules of basketball.
Exactly. They were doing everything. They were doing the spin moves, the fadeaways, the pivot foot, everything without the dribbling, which made it look just plain stupid. Well, it turns out, gentlemen, this is actually a thing, as I found out on Facebook this morning. I believe it's called U-Ball. And they actually have rules for how many steps you can take without dribbling, because you can't dribble in the sand. And it looks no less ridiculous in the Facebook feed than it did actually live on the beach. So there's my rant for you.
Maybe Ben Simmons' new sport. Who knows?
He'd probably be really good at it.
Except when he has to dunk. That might be a problem.
He doesn't have to do anything. He could just meander around and walk around and Just throw that ball up every once in a while, and someone comes by and dunks it who's a better athlete than him. And I think Ben, get traded to the whatever it's called basketball association. They'll pay you to date a Kardashian. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Ben. You're
Nope,
fine.
no,
Don't
I'll work
get
it
out
out.
of the NBA and go do what you should, bro. That's my
There you go.
advice to Ben Simmons.
There you go.
Sounds very good to me.
Love it.
So we're going to transition now to our fun fact and over 40 rant, both of which are brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Visit w.gg. That's DUBBY.gg. Enter the promo code Too Noobs Talking. That's TOONOOBS. If you don't know it by now, you haven't been listening, in which case,
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame
Yes.
on you. Hit that subscribe button. What are you doing? You're on.
Help
You're
us
on
out
my.
a little bit.
You're on my shit list right now. Hold on. Okay.
Go pull this out.
If you enter that code, you get 10% off your order. Come on, people. It's not that hard. Don't
It's our
say
gift to you.
we never did anything for you.
That's right.
All right, John. It sounds like has a historic fun fact for us
Yes,
today.
I do.
John,
I do.
let's roll on that. What do you got?
Talking about shit list and shit shows.
Uh-oh.
1919 in Boston, Massachusetts is known as the Great Molasses Flood, which killed 21 people and injured 150 others.
Wow.
Yes, this is a historic event I knew nothing about until today. A tanker, it's like 2.5 billion
Whoa.
things, liquid units or whatever it would be. Sorry, I didn't
Very
have that up there.
scientific here on the show.
Yeah, totally scientific. Yeah, literally spilled out on the street and murdered a bunch of people.
Wow.
Why didn't we know about this? I knew
That's
nothing about this.
Of all the things to die from, that's horrible.
Molasses flood? That's really low on the list. Like that. I
Yeah.
mean, you got shark attack, alligator attack. Molasses flood is like random bee sting. Like, and you die from that. Like that's molasses is around there.
I'm having a bit of difficulty with this because when you picture molasses,
Yes,
very slow moving. Very
that's what I'm saying. Like
viscous.
this is what's confusing.
I'm just
it's not
picturing.
raging down the street.
He's
It's
getting
not
away
raging.
very slowly.
I'm
We
picturing
must go
Austin
after him.
Powers. No, and it's just coming slowly, like the blob. No.
It's kind of like Principal Skinner. He's getting away very slowly.
It takes to take a bottle of molasses out of your pantry and make barbecue sauce. It takes 11 minutes to get the molasses into the pan. So I mean, a tanker is a big thing, like a big tanker truck.
True.
Exploding. I could see maybe the people right in front of the tanker truck, but 3 miles down the street, you're probably not in danger.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess the deaths were caused by the vehicle.
I would agree.
That's
and
what I'm thinking.
not
Mhm.
drowning in molasses, which
Yeah.
would just
That'd be kind of hard to do.
yeah, I would say.
I would say so.
I
Yeah.
would agree with that.
Wow.
All right. Well, speaking of strange things, Matt, your over 40 rant. Let's try to make sense of this now.
And it's my over 40 rant. It's not any of you's.
Yeah.
And not any of your over 40 rant.
You
it's my over
guys.
40 rant. It's,
Yous guys.
yous guys
Use
over there.
Yes.
So as you guys know, I do work out fairly consistently, twice, 3 times a week. And I'm proud to say I've lost a lot of weight.
And we're very happy for that.
Very
Yes,
happy
yes,
for that.
Yes.
I just wish it wasn't so damn hard. Today was really rough with this high intensity interval training workouts. Boy, was it ever a high intense workout today. It definitely fulfilled it, but man alive, I would love for him to just dial it back just a little bit and maybe make it an interval training workout where you can ease into it. That kind of a deal. But today was like a lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of up and down, and it's just not working, guys. It's just like Like I was dead. I was dead for probably about a good hour, hour and a half, and it was a lot. I still can't get over it, but I don't know. I'm
Well,
just
that-
complaining about it being too old.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
I am going to be turning another age soon, next week, actually.
Yes.
And it's like,
But we're not
man,
going to tell
why?
people what age that is.
No, we're not.
they just
You
know it's
just have
over
to know
40.
that it's over 40.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
is over 40.
Right.
So,
Yes, but the difficulty John and I are having is this is unlike some other over 40 rants which are thrust upon us by stupid or crazy individuals. You brought this upon yourself, buddy.
yeah, no.
This is your choice of program.
This is a definite whining over 40 rant.
Oh yes,
yeah, it's a
absolutely.
definite wine rant more than anything else. So I'm whining and complaining about it. So
Absolutely. I don't have this problem with my workout. I know John definitely doesn't have this problem
Absolutely
with his
not.
workout.
I carried a case of 40 water up. I was good. I was good after that. I was like, that was heavy enough. I'm good. I
There you
can
go.
I can go on my day and not have to.
God bless you both. That's all I got to say about that.
Well,
That's all I got. So what do you want?
Like, hey, you're at LA Fitness. Don't they have a treadmill? Can't you do some more traditional?
Oh, I was on the
ride a
treadmill.
bike? Yeah.
I was definitely. Oh yeah. It just it was a lot.
his
It was a
evil
lot today.
trainer made him do 87
and they're evil.
incline.
And they're
Why
definitely.
you don't
evil.
have a trainer unless it's DDP.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just go into there, and when the trainer starts to say something, go, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to you.
And when they blatantly lie to you and saying that it's supposed to be easy today, no, they lie. They blatantly lie
Yes,
to
they
you.
do. Yes, they do.
They
These are
definitely
trainers.
lie, which
Well,
is
John-
a damn shame of them.
Listen.
Because they should repent. And-
If I'm your personal trainer and I come in here and I go, all right, what we're doing today is going to make you want to die. You are going to be huffing and puffing. You will not be getting oxygen into your lungs. Your blood will be pumping, but not going anywhere. Your heart
Perfectly
is going
fine.
to explode out of your chest. Are you
Perfectly
really going to
fine.
do that workout?
then I would turn around and leave because I'm being told the truth. It's one thing to be told the truth. It's quite another to lie and say that it's supposed to be easy when it's really not. I'm just saying.
I just think
But
it's...
I know I brought it upon myself.
yeah,
Anyway,
you brought it
topic
upon
one.
yourself. Topic one. Topic
That's why I
one.
stay out of the gym. Less controversial.
Exactly. That's right.
All right. So, yes, we will move to topic one and the good old thumbs up. I'd hate to know what's going to become of the poop emoji, but anyway. Is a thumbs up emoji a contract? A Canadian court says yes. This is a Fast Company article here. Using emojis at work can lead to some misunderstandings, but you may want to be extra careful with that thumbs up. A Canadian judge has ruled that the emoji is proof of a contractual agreement. The case involved Chris Actor, ACHTER, which reminds me, Two Noobs is not stopping for the Screen Actors Guild because we are unscripted and unshaven. Except
That's
for
right.
Matt,
Apparently.
yeah.
Oh,
But anyway, back to Chris Actor, a Saskatchewan farmer who used the emoji in a conversation with Kent Mickleborough. Gotta love these Canadian names here.
I
There you
love
go.
their names.
Kent is a grain buyer, and this occurred in 2021. After
Okay.
the grain buyer had signed a contract to buy 87 tons of flax, he texted a photo of it to the farmer. The farmer responded with a thumbs up, seemingly signifying that he was agreeing to sell, but he never delivered. The farmer claims that wasn't what the emoji was meant to relay. He says he only sent it to show he had received the contract, not that he was agreeing to its terms. He also says he thought a complete contract would follow by fax, or email for him to review. But
What's that?
Mickleborough says he wrote,
Who is he, the
What?
CDC?
apparently, yeah. Get on that, Miss Walensky. But
Yeah.
Mickleborough says he wrote, please confirm Flack's contract along with the photo of the contract. So when Actor sent back the thumbs up, Mickleborough read that as his way of
Oh.
agreeing to its terms. Matt, so you have a worried look on your face. What say you? Do you use these emojis to bind yourself legally, or do you use them at work at all?
Well, it's very, very interesting. More than anything else, gentlemen. I do a thumbs up emoji whenever I'm asked to do something by my boss.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Not a problem. I got it
Very
done.
passive
On the
aggressive
radar.
of you.
Very passive aggressive. Absolutely.
That's episode 107, by the way. Matt put that card up in the.
Throw the card. Yeah.
I looked it up this morning.
I loved it. I love it. Love it. This is a very interesting case. I mean, the fact that there wasn't anything technically signed for what I heard from the article
Mhm.
or read from the article.
That's correct.
So for the I would just be I guess my question is what caused that Canadian judge to then say, well, no, once you sent that emoji, it is a binding contract. Like, to me, that doesn't make much in the way of any sense unless there was something in the text that would say, do you agree to sell me this? Then that's a different story. You know, that to me would be like, that's an implicit asking of that, that farmer to say, hey, I'm going to sell you this. Do you want it? Yes. Okay. Then that's a totally different story. Thumbs up emoji. That to me says he wants it. Transaction gets done and all that kind of resolved. That didn't sound like that was the case to my
So
estimation. In my
you
estimation, I should say.
you don't view please confirm flax contract as the same question.
Please confirm flax contract to me would signify a contract. And if somebody gives me a thumbs up, that's a confirmation of a sale, in my estimation. I would think. I
So
mean, that is an
assuming
agreement.
So assuming he was telling the truth that was sent along with the photo of the contract,
Mm-hmm.
then you would agree that is a contractual agreement.
I would say so. Yeah, I would
John,
say so.
do you agree with that?
Yes, because if you're talking on those parameters, like there's an agreement of a contract, whether it be verbally or through a text message. He said he put that in there, so a thumbs up. Same thing with me. Work. I'll ask my boss a question via text message. He'll give me a thumbs up. I feel that I can move forward in the question that I asked immediately. I don't think like, oh, do I need extra confirmation from my boss? No. If he gives me one of these, that means go in my eyes. So as long as the contract was explained in the text message, I have no issue with it at all. If it wasn't, no. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I think you brought up an important point. You know, contracts can be oral.
Yes, they can.
Oral contracts can be enforceable, and I'm not sure that this strays very far from that idea. I mean, yes, when you hear the word contract, you probably think of something very formal where you have to put a signature, on the bottom line of the thing, and it's a written, detailed piece of paper.
Yeah.
But, an oral contract, depending on the circumstances, can be enforceable. And I think that's a very similar thing here. And I think to Matt's question earlier, the article does explain a little bit. There was some additional context and history between these two parties that also aided the judge's interpretation. It says, from an outsider's perspective, it's clear how the text conversation could be misconstrued, especially given the variety of ways people use emojis. But Justice T.J. Keene pointed out that the two men commonly made contractual agreements over text, and that this exchange mimicked previous ones. He also pointed to the dictionary.com definition of the thumbs up sign being used to express assent, approval, or encouragement in digital communications, especially in Western cultures. He ordered
passive aggressive nonsense.
It's in dictionary.com, damn it. Mr. Actor
Scares me
ordered
so bad.
What scares you?
That the judge is just going, oh, dictionary.com said it. Like, can't you cite at least 3 sources? Like, I'm just saying, like, not to be mean, but I'm just saying, the judge, like, we can't just cite 3 sources. It can't be like a physical dictionary, dictionary.com, and maybe the Urban Dictionary. I'd be cool with that.
There you go.
You just don't throw dictionary.com out there.
I was in a case once, patent cases. Actually, there's a lot of interpretation, a lot of references to meanings of terms.
Mhm.
So dictionaries are often referred to. And I was in a case where the other side actually submitted a definition from the online dictionary rhyme zone,
Oh,
which is
Really?
used
yikes.
for like poetry and
Yikes.
Wow.
composing music. So
Wow.
we had some good jokes at that expense. That
So
was
Yeah.
I have another question then for you, Steve. Have you
yeah.
ever come across in your patent lawyer, I guess, career? Have you ever had someone say, "Yeah, I agree to that. Thumbs up."
Not with an emoji.
Not with an emoji.
Not with an emoji.
Okay.
But I agree with this judge. Given the context,
Mhm.
um, assuming the text was written was please confirm flax contract. And Canadian law might be different. I can only speak to U.S. law. In U.S. law for
Yeah.
contracts, if you make an offer, which is a reasonable person would consider binding if you accepted it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
as long as this is deemed, and particularly since these guys do it all the time, apparently,
Yeah.
um, that makes a contract. Um, the article does go on. The ruling shows how ingrained emojis are in modern culture. Also, that so much of our daily communication happens via text. The playful symbols and faces are an accepted way of expressing emotion, absolutely, but they're also used so commonly, they even show up regularly in straightforward business deals. My question to you, gentlemen,
Hmm.
what other emojis out there do you think could have legally important meanings?
Wow.
I would okay. So let's just say I text the guy I'm working with
Hmm.
and I don't know where he went. Like he left the area in which we're working and I wonder what he was doing. He sent me a poop emoji back. I would assume he's pooping and he'll be back later, right? I would
Yeah,
find that acceptable.
that's
If you
acceptable.
send me
Yeah.
a soft drink or send me food, what do you want? Do you want french fries or a hot dog? Like
Yeah.
So
I
that's
could see
interesting.
Then
I could
yeah.
see all the emojis kinda working if we're gonna become this dumb of a society, we might as well throw them all in.
All right,
Like,
that
let's get
is
them all in
interesting.
there.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting that you bring that up. All right, so
Mm.
I'm out. You asked me where I am. I send you a French fry emoji.
Mhm.
Are you
Oh.
considering that an offer by me to grab you some food wherever it is I am?
No.
No, I'm assuming that you're eating or you're at a
Okay.
restaurant. If
Yeah.
you say, "Hey, I'll be over in 25 minutes, want," and you put hamburger, fries, I'm assuming you're going to a fast food restaurant, and I will then
Mm.
give you my order
There you go.
because you asked me if I wanted something because you're coming to me, or same thing if I do
Mhm.
that. Not if you like, "Hey, what's going on?" Or, we talk constantly and you know,
Yeah.
if we're busy, we don't respond because we're not of that text generation. But if we were a part of
Right.
that text generation, if you just throw a paperwork emoji up there, I'd know that you were probably busy and not gonna get back to me in a timely manner because you
Yeah.
were busy.
I'm a little disturbed because unlike some people I know who I will not name on this podcast, I do not respond to texts while I am pooping. And so you will never get a poop emoji
No, no.
indicating that's where I am.
I'm rare of the society. Half the time, my phone is not with me.
There you go.
I have
Yeah.
left it somewhere. I understand the joys of pooping with phones, but my brain doesn't work that way. I don't need to scroll on TikTok all the time. So, but I do know certain people on this planet. Totally, their phone is that's their buddy
Mhm.
system
Oh
into
yeah.
the.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I
Oh
can
yeah.
see why is important.
That would be huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt,
Affirmative.
yeah, you got any emojis you can think of potential legal significance?
Maybe dislike the thumbs
Mm,
down emoji. You maybe place an order and okay, maybe I changed my mind. I don't want that.
mhm.
Thumbs down. That kind of a deal. Okay, well, what do you want? Well, I want da 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 da. And you get it confirmed, and it's like, yep, that's what I wanted. Thumbs up. So that could be maybe a possible thought of another emoji that might be used just to confirm or deny what you are actually wanting.
Well, let's suppose that who sent the text? It was Actor. Yeah, Actor sent a thumbs up to Mickleborough, but then 2 minutes later sent a thumbs down.
Different story.
How would you interpret that?
That to me would be like he's changed his mind. That's a text back to him saying, okay, FYI, I got a thumbs up and a thumbs down. What are you talking about? What do you want? Let me get clarification. If it is thumbs down, then it's like, okay, perfect. Cool. We're on even terms at that point. Yeah. That's how I would interpret that.
I would move to say that a phone call needs to happen after
Yeah, I would agree.
multiple.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like in a meeting, like you can get by on the bare minimum with text, but once it gets cloudy,
Please
ring,
pick
ring.
up the phone.
yeah, ring.
Yeah.
Like we need to actually confirm all this. 'Cause
Yeah.
this isn't.
Yeah,
Right.
pull a Gen X card and call the person. Like seriously. Like I'm dead serious. That drives me nuts. Not with the millennials and stuff like, oh, that thumbs down. Now call them. Just pick up the phone and call. It's not that hard. Just clarify it for us. That's all.
I totally know why I don't like calling people that don't know me. I had to call someone who was traveling down that I'm going to be working with soon. I don't like that first initial phone call. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. He's not going to know who I am. Is he going to pick up? Am I going to leave a weird message? But you have to, because it's the way to get stuff done. It's very easy to get stuff done. And you're like, hey, when are you expected to be here? I'm expected to be here tomorrow. Oh, that's great. I can do now what I need to do.
Exactly.
I understand it's hard, but
Yeah.
fight through that.
Yeah, and again, that's generational. And
Padawan.
all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if this judge was Gen Z, it would have been, that was very passive aggressive of you. You are hereby canceled.
Exactly.
Next case. All right, I'm just picturing John leaving this voicemail to this guy.
Yes.
Hey, this is John Tracy. Just wondering if you were interested in my new book, The Joys of Pooping on Your Phone.
Yes. On your phone, not with your phone, on your phone.
Topic 2.
Wow.
You know, someone in this world has totally sat down, and not me. I'm just saying. I thought about this the other day because I had my cell phone in my pocket when I went to go sit down, and I was like, that's a bad idea. And I took my phone out and I put it in my front pocket, and then it happened. Someone in this world once went to sit down to use the restroom in a public bathroom, and the phone went.
No.
Because it was my thought the other day. That was literally my thought, because I thought about it because it was, for some reason, it was in my back pocket. And I was like, oh, that would be, I wonder if that ever happened to someone.
It has to.
I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure. Yeah. I just hope to God the bowl was clean at the time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I mean, that's a whole new phone at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
A whole new phone.
Clean, I will disinfect the shit out of it.
No, yeah.
But if there's one micro
in there,
urine or anything in there,
that's
totally
out. Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, that's totally new phone.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting callback to a few episodes ago when we had this gentleman in India who dropped his phone in a reservoir and abused his power. Well, we're going back to India with topic 2. You see how the poop just goes? It flows. It's all tied together.
I mean, you got to give us applause on that. Come on.
TechSpot article, gentlemen. CEO replaces 90% of support staff with AI, praises the system on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
Oops. Few people are happy about AI taking human jobs. They took our jobs. So if you're a CEO who decides to lay off 90% of a support team, it's probably not a good idea to post a celebratory tweet thread about the tough but necessary move. That's what Sumit Shah did, and the public response is about what you'd expect. Shah, the 31-year-old CEO and founder of Bengaluru-based Dukan, which helps merchants to set up online stores and sell products digitally, posted that, quote, "We had to lay off 90% of our support team because of this AI chatbot. Tough? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely." Several more tweets followed, all of them praising the AI assistant that can answer customer queries instantly and precisely, and doesn't receive any wages or sick leave, obviously.
And doesn't make up answers either.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Throughout the many, many tweets, there is no mention whatsoever of the 23 people laid off, what benefits they received, etc. When someone mentions this fact, Shah seems quite annoyed at the person, putting a downer on his AI love fest. Quote, as expected, someone will get offended on behalf of someone else, he writes, adding that he would post about assistance for his staff on LinkedIn because on Twitter, people are in search of profitability and not sympathy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he knows what Twitter is, but anyway. There's also a little broken heart emoji, which will doubtlessly please those he recently made unemployed. John, douche, yay or nay?
Douche. We're gonna find out later that 90% is like 6 people, and we're standing on this mountain with our flag for 6 people. I'll guarantee him 2 things. He will lose a lot of customers, because if anybody has used Verizon at any moment, that original chatbot that Verizon had and Comcast had, that will not direct you anywhere and just pisses you off for the first 45 minutes until you can get a live person, which it sounds like he's using. It's not going to work out well.
Well, what do you think you could have 10% for?
Yes. None of that works out, because they still to this day can't get it any faster.
Yeah.
It just I talked to a lot of those bots for some reason with Southern Texas. When you're paying your bills, I pay them all online now, because when you went through the phone call, you would get that annoying AI thing, and I don't have that kind of time to be that annoyed. I would rather, if I had another service, I would go to another service, but I had another avenue, so I went to another avenue.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work out well getting rid of 90% of your company and thinking, oh, well, it's never gonna take a day off. It's gonna piss off 3 or 4 people, and those 3 or 4 people aren't gonna come back. And especially,
and guess what? Your revenue is going to go down. Yeah.
In this society, nobody wants to deal with this AI until it's how long did it take? Yes, how long did it take for people to get used to those turnpikes where you didn't have a person to hand the money to or get the ticket to?
Oh, the toll booth,
that took 10 years for that to work out well. Half the time, the ticket early on, the ticket wouldn't even come out, and then you had to pull over and be pissed because ticket didn't come out of the machine. That's where AI is right now, and it's not working out well. We've covered 20 articles almost
easily,
of just the BS of this guy making this kind of jump. I hope he got money saved, bro, because I don't think it's gonna work out well for you.
I have an idea. Why don't we replace him with AI? Sounds like an AI could do his job.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Lay off everybody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, so another user said maybe it was the right decision for the business, but it shouldn't have turned into a celebratory marketing thread about it. And I think that might be the bigger issue here is, not reading the room. But
shock.
Shah told Insider that he regretted posting about the layoffs on Twitter, but was adamant that his point still stands. AI is taking our jobs, he said. Over time, everybody will start doing this. It's not just us. Maybe I'm just too straightforward to have put it on Twitter.
Maybe you should shut the hell up.
Exactly. Another organization to replace its entire helpline staff with an AI chatbot was the U.S. National Eating Disorder Association. It was quickly disabled after giving out harmful information, including telling a woman to count calories, weigh, and measure herself weekly.
Oh, my.
Matt, is this guy hopefully headed for the same fate?
Steve, I have long had a theory that the higher up you go in corporate responsibility, the less common sense you have in your mind, or in the fact that you employ common sense. I have always held that theory. The people down in the grunt workers, the people that actually, support customers, talk to them, develop a business relationship with them, have more
Mhm.
common sense, maybe don't have like the skills to go up the tree, but they have the common sense. They know what's going on. They have the pulse of the customer, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
This jackass with his wonderful tweets out of nowhere talking about the benefits of AI while laying off 90% of his workforce
And
and
bragging
taking
about it.
and
Yeah.
bragging about it. I think the theory that I have of less common sense, the higher up you go, this applies. No question about it. Does this really did not surprise me at all when we were reading about it in pre-production. It made me laugh, it made me cry, and it was like, they had a 2-hour resolution time. 2 hours is pretty good for support staff. That's
Mhm.
phenomenal. Speaking from experience, that is phenomenal turnaround for a 2-hour time. And you're developing, and the point I want to make too, very important point on this is you're developing a relationship with your customer base because the customers love the fact that they're getting that kind of a response. Ergo, you're going to get more just in terms of word of mouth alone. Just the fact that he was looking at AI, the CEO is looking at AI at a 90% clip and he's seeing the reduction. Yeah, that's great and all. But are you really developing those customers? Absolutely not. You're not developing that relationship with them. It wouldn't surprise me that in a couple of years, all of a sudden he's going to try and figure out where is my revenue stream gone? And it's gone because you don't have those customers, those loyal customer base back because you don't have that personal relationship.
That's a great point. I didn't even think of that. Like the actual human interaction you have with somebody.
Massive.
Like you're communicating with a bot, which is completely impersonal.
Yeah.
They're trying to take your job. They're trying to, exterminate you and use you as fuel. And after a while, if you don't have you're right, you have no loyalty because who's there to be loyal to? A robot.
Right. Yeah.
If you meet somebody on the street who's like, hey, I can do this for you.
Yeah.
And you trust the person and you like the person, yeah, you'll switch because
heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's such a key point in the fact that again, when you have bots doing this, who's to say, and we've documented this on the podcast before, who's to say that AI takes you down a road that isn't correct? All of a sudden you got a pissed off customer that you now have to step in and repair that fractious relationship.
But it doesn't
but still, even if you have that, right? Even if you repair that relationship, let's just say they're going to go back to that customer is going to go back and think, boy, I ran into that AI bot at that company and that was a bunch of BS that I had to go through in order to get my resolution resolved. Well, that on the reverse end, on that customer base, that other person that's receiving that information, or that other customer, it's like, I'm not going to go to that company. They're not going to get it resolved if they have that much problem with AI. So, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, John, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, the fact that he laid off 90% of his support team, he's not even preparing for. I would sympathize with him if he said, "Hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna lose 10% per year over the next 10 years, and by 2035, we're gonna have a fully integrated AI system." I'd be totally okay with this guy. I would have no issues with that. That's a move to the future. That's understanding your customers. That's understanding your business. That's understanding pretty much everything. The fact that he's just straight 90, he has no support staff left because those 10% that are left in his company are probably junior executives or executives that are just glad handing him anyway. There is no ground support staff there left. There's none. He literally made it a computer. So how can you even resolve an issue?
Yeah. Great point.
Absolutely. Well, he takes the crown of CEO douche for the month. So congratulations, Mr. Shah. Keep it up. Or not. All right, and before we get to topic 3, I have decided to replace both of you with AI chatbots. So
Awesome.
I'll see you guys later, and I will carry on the rest of the show with. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Sorry.
At least the chatbots don't breathe heavy into their microphones.
True. True.
Just to say that I was alive, that kind of deal. Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
topic 3, and this was Matt, so we can blame him for this opinion piece right here.
Well, then this is definitely one for the weird file.
Is it? I don't know that it's weird.
I find it weird because I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've driven in 37 states. Even
Well-
Pennsylvania, and I don't remember this in Pennsylvania. This must have happened
Well-
post me leaving, because I don't
Probably.
remember this.
Maybe because I could think of 2 right off the bat. I can just picture in my mind exactly where they are.
And it's all over the place here in the main line in King of Prussia.
Is
I
it
can tell
really?
you that right
Is
now.
it really?
Bizarre.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we might as well tell the people what we're talking about instead of having our little secret cabal. This is a Jalopnik opinion piece.
Mm.
Pennsylvania has one of the worst road signs in the country, and nobody ever talks about it.
Well, we're going to fix that
Congratulations.
right now.
We're talking about it. That's right. That's right.
Where's the check? We handled your business.
There you go.
We expect to be paid handsomely. Every town or state has its own local traffic quirks, of course, but there's one particular example in the state that I currently call home, Pennsylvania, that I feel doesn't get enough attention. Possibly because Pennsylvanians think it's normal, and
It was
also
very
because the rest of the-
Pennsylvania of you to say that that way first.
also because the rest of the country doesn't know it exists. The stop, except, right turn sign. Here's the deal. In a Y or T type intersection, the accept right turn sign is placed underneath an existing stop sign as a sort of modifier, which already invites ambiguity to what is supposed to be the most unequivocal traffic control device on American roads. And we have the article has a picture of an intersection which shows this, and Matt's going to paste it up there nicely for us.
Yep.
As you can see, so we have it's basically a T intersection. There is a stop sign in the forward direction here, and underneath it is a rectangular white sign that says accept right turn. And like I said, there are at least 2 instances of this I can think of in my neighborhood alone. The rationale for the sign's existence is outlined in state regulations. The municipality here has decided most cars in this example intersection approaching from the leg of the T turn right. Therefore, it would unnecessarily slow traffic if they had to stop. Now, this author's beef with the accept right turn sign, which is not an uncommon argument here in the Commonwealth, is that it's particularly risky for drivers in the other spoke of the T that have a normal stop. Most people, when rolling up to a stop sign, tend to look to see if other sides of the intersection also must stop. This is one of the reasons stop signs are octagonal, because the shape itself provides a distinctive silhouette to drivers in other lanes of traffic. If you're on the road with a normal stop, you'll recognize the stop sign perpendicular to you, but you won't know that there's another sign underneath it that orders drivers there to continue moving right. Matt, is this a concern to you, or is this just a whiner who needs to man up?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. No, I see this all the time in intersections in around Chester County. And it's amazing to me because especially as you travel further in lower Chester County and getting into Delco, you see these accept right turns, the stop accept right turns all the time. And it's weird because when you come up to it, if you're making that right turn, it's literally almost like some of them are in blind intersection, a blind T, essentially. Come up and it's like, okay, you could continue to keep going. You don't have to stop. The people that are on your left, essentially, as you pull in, coming up to the T and you make the right, the people on your left, they have to stop. So it's like, well, you could just continue to keep going. And I totally get that. And that kind of a deal. I don't know if it's necessarily a worst road sign in the country, though. That's where I was kind of like, you're moving traffic along. I guess I can see it'd be a little bit of an annoyance just to see it, to come up with, well, okay, I don't have to stop. What's the point? But again,
Well,
if you're making the left onto a T intersection, that's a totally different story. You do have to stop, check both ways, then you make the left. That kind of a deal. But if you're
yeah.
only going right, there's no need to stop. You could just continue
Well,
to keep going.
I don't think he's the author here is concerned about you being the one making the right turn. I think he's more concerned about the cross
Mhm.
person.
Yeah.
But to me, if they're making a right turn, and this is the case with me, they're probably not going to slow down. So,
Mm-mm.
it's not like one of those things where you both pull up to a stop sign and you're like looking like, go asshole, you go, no, you go, no, you go. It's not one of
Yeah.
those things. You pull up to the stop sign, you see they're not slowing down as they approach the intersection. They probably don't have to stop,
Yeah.
regardless of where the sign is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't really see the issue. I'm with you. I don't think this is one of the worst signs in the country. John, before I go to you, I will conclude here in the article. The author says Pennsylvania is a weird state to drive in for so many reasons. I say as a transplant from Jersey. Well, that's funny because Jersey has those dumbass roundabouts, which are just about one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. PA also, for example, allows lefts on red so long as you're in the left lane turning from a one-way road onto another one-way road. I don't see what the problem is with that either.
Yeah.
John, you drive, I think you said 37 states you've driven in.
47.
47.
Oh,
Yeah.
47.
Woo!
I mean, it's
I've
Alaska,
been-
Hawaii, and Puerto Rico, right?
Pretty much. Well,
Pretty
Puerto
much.
Rico's not a state, damn it.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you, a
Jeez,
Democrat?
Matt.
I'm Obama. There's 57 states out there, Johnny. Come on.
That's a great line.
So what's your
please
obviously obviously you have no
experience.
experience with this sign.
No, I've never
You
seen
have been
this.
in 47 states. What's the worst sign you've ever come across?
Hmm.
And why was it in Jersey?
or New York, or Massachusetts,
Or
or Nashville. There's some good ones there. The thing I hated the most, driving wise, sign wise, I've never seen that sign, so it makes no sense to me. Why do you have to? I'm stopping anyway because if I can't see cars coming, if it's a blinded intersection, I'm not going to just be, oh, it said I could go. I'm not. Everything that the signs do is I take into consideration of how to drive.
Matt,
which
we've got a wuss here.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't want to land it. I don't want to land in someone's fucking front seat. I have no wish to do that. There's no need to crash. I've been in an accident once. I don't ever need to be in one again.
Don't need to do that again. Yeah.
So the merging signs in Nashville is the worst one. So what they want you to do is they tell you to merge left when you're getting on the highway, but the merge lane is only 100 feet long. So you have to either hit your brakes or speed up. You only have two choices, and you only have 100 feet to make that decision. So lean to your left mirror and hope to God nobody's coming. You could get right on. That is the worst sign, but it's only because if they gave you 300-400 feet, it would be easy to merge on.
Sounds like 309 back in the day.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
That's what it reminded me of. That's what it reminded. Massachusetts is the same way too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small.
Yeah.
Like when you're getting on, you got to make a decision really fast.
Yeah.
And it's just merge left I hate that sign because you're taking a lane away. Why can't we have a lane for an extra 10 minutes and just let slow traffic?
And then just kind of ease into it. Yeah, exactly. What would it be like in Texas? Like with your, I mean, you guys have what, like 8 lanes or something like that? Like in a highway?
In certain places. In other places, it's terrible.
And they're also like 2,000 feet in the air, too. That's the other problem.
Sometimes even, and I drive a high profile vehicle. So the fun I have with work is a windy Texas day trying to merge onto a highway from a highway.
Wow.
That's fun at 50 miles an hour and everything is shaking. And I'm
Oh
here.
man.
Other guys in companies drive even bigger trucks. I couldn't. My anxiety. I would get out.
Oh, I
I
bet.
would just get out
Yeah.
and be like, I can't do this. This is dumb. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how the 18 wheelers go on those
Oh,
things in Texas. That's crazy to me. Like,
yeah.
that is a large. There's not many signs. There's not many signs in Texas that don't make sense. Every
Yeah.
way's a four-way stop when you're dealing with stop signs. They have a really good blinky caution turn
Mhm.
that turns green and is red. So if you're
Mhm.
ever turning left, you're on a light, I think 90% of the time. Everything right, they don't it's just a stop sign or it's a right turn that just
Mhm.
gives you the green light that you can just turn. I would prefer that than just if you're going to make a right turn, except for right turns. Why don't you just put a
Yeah, right.
green light up there that just says keep going, bro? It's easier
Mhm.
to it's easier to make that turn. So there's really nothing that I can think of other
Yeah.
than
All right.
driving crazy.
All right, Matt, what do
Yeah.
you got for worse sign than stop except right turn?
Roundabout's one of them. I
Mm,
don't get it. I being the Netherlands, it's all too common.
yeah.
It does flow, I will say that, but you could definitely tell. There's one roundabout I remember in Chester County, specifically near the Broome Mall area. It's like you could tell people just aren't fully sure what to do
Yep.
when they get in the roundabout. And it's like, because it's like you see the car coming around the left
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
kind of waiting for them to go and they're kind of slowing up. And it's like, no, you've got the right of
And you
way.
don't know if they're gonna go, like, down the
To the
way you
left,
came
to the
from
right.
or if they're gonna keep going,
Yeah.
yeah.
By the
Is
way,
he
use
going
your
in the
turn
circle or
signals.
is he going left?
Left.
Matt, I said that the other day. It's funny. I hit a roundabout. It's close to my house. I cut
Yeah.
off an entire town doing it. That was the one thing I was bitching about the other day because all the traffic was coming off the road. They were coming off the highway and going down. They weren't using the roundabout. They were using the very small part of the roundabout. They were going
Mhm.
straight on the road. Nobody had a turn signal on, so I'm stuck like a doofus there for 10 minutes watching the
Wow.
traffic go because I can't. How am I going to make
Yeah.
a decision? Because that
How are
one
you going to go
dude,
in?
yeah, that one
Mhm.
dude on my entry is going to be going that way, and
Mhm.
I'm going to be. It's going to be my fault
Yeah.
And
because
what I
nobody
really
uses
hate
turn signals.
what I
Yeah.
really hate is when the GPS tells you you're coming to a roundabout, and that's when I start clenching the wheel really tight.
Yes.
And it says, "Enter the roundabout and go out and exit the third turn," or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Shit," and you go in there like, "Oh, is that one? Is that two?
1,
Is
2,
this the one I'm
3.
supposed to go out?"
Yeah. Yeah. The only other one that I would say would probably be a complaint would be just the timing of the traffic lights. That's the only thing that I really would complain about the
Oh, yeah.
most, especially like either a left turn or right turn on, on green. It's never long enough. It's always something
Yeah.
that's really short. And
Mhm.
202 by up here, King of Prussia.
Preach, brother.
Good Lord Almighty. I mean, it's just the worst. It's the worst.
hmm
Because it's like you've got the mall there, and then on top of that, 202 with Gulf Road. And I mean, I went by there today, basically gassed the car up, and it's like you're just hoping and praying you don't get into an accident in that intersection. I swear, it's just awful. They have now allowed, basically, because the traffic is so much, they time it so that only one section of the turn, each of the intersections goes. So they have like if you have a typical, let's just say a cross intersection, this bottom part goes first, then the top part goes, then
Ugh.
your left, then you're right, and it's the worst
Oh, my
because you
God.
just sit there for 2 minutes having to wait for everybody else to go by. Oh my gosh, that should have been the over 40 rant earlier
There you
on
go.
today.
Yeah, look at that. We found it. We found it so late in the episode.
There you go. Yeah, sponsored by W Energy Drinks. Go to
Yeah,
w.gg.
All right, well, I think we just have to tell this author, to quote Arnold, "Stop whining." All right, and here we go to topic 4. We don't have an article for this one. Matt decided to share with us this week a video of someone who compiled what turned out to be what they considered the top 100 Philly sports moments from 2008 onward.
Mhm.
Um, Matt deceivingly told us it was the top 100 plays, which turned out to be
I
really
wouldn't call
weird.
it a deceit.
It was deceit. We were decepted. So we found it really odd when number 24 or whatever was Andre Iguodala running the floor and then hitting through free throws. We're like, well, that's not a
Yeah,
great
one of them was like
play.
Sweet Lou,
Yeah.
like hitting a 3-pointer, like they're down 3-0 against
Yeah,
Miami.
exactly. It's like,
It's
well,
like,
okay.
really? What's going on there?
The
So
guy spent all of 10 minutes putting that list together.
probably.
Yeah.
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 And he made some also questionable decisions from my perspective. But so we decided what we're going to do here is we're going to run through each of our top, or not top, but favorite 3 plays from 1983 on.
Yeah.
The rules are it has to be a play that you saw live, either on television or in person. Finding out about it the next day does not count, which is why one of mine Matt couldn't do. And there's one I wanted to do that I couldn't because I went to bed. Anyway, so we're each going to have the video play so you can see the plays we're talking about. They were very exciting. Most of them I shouldn't say most because John had a bunch that had nothing to do with championships, but
Yes.
a lot of them had to do with championship or playoff implications. But before we do this, because I was thinking about this, I want to throw a curveball at you right here.
Okay.
Ooh, here we go.
Since we're doing our top 3 favorite plays, I want to hear what is your least favorite play from 1983 on.
Wow.
And why
Lemieux's goal. Lemieux's goal. The
Lemieux's
Devils.
Oh, yeah.
Claude Lemieux.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one. Yep. Don't
Yeah.
like that one.
That was a
I
bad
still
one.
have trauma. I still have trauma from that. I don't like that.
There was one today that I saw, Deshaun Foster in the NFC Championship game running over about 5 or 6 Eagles getting into the end zone. I hated that play.
He's a big booty back though. I could
Well,
totally
yeah, he
understand
was,
him running over 5.
Terrible though.
Wow.
That was
Big booty
awful.
back.
Yeah.
Well, because we are Philly fans and I'm traumatized, I actually had one for each team.
Did you feel?
I got Joe Carter's home run.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
93
bad.
World
That's
Series.
absolute
Yeah.
one.
That broke my
absolute
heart.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I was 12 at the time, so that was
Yeah,
that
that
was
was bad.
terrible. For the Sixers, I have the quadruple doink.
Yep.
Kawhi Leonard in Game 7 of the
You could
Eastern
say
Conference
that.
semis.
Yeah, they could say that ruined Ben Simmons' career. In a way.
I think Ben Simmons ruined Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that definitely did not help. No.
But look, they win that game. They go to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals. Who knows what happens?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in that drum roll just because, or not the drum roll, the drum joke. There we go. There we go.
For the Eagles, I have Joe Juravicius
Yes.
speeding by 1,000-pound Levon Kirkland, who was covering him for some reason, and then Blaine Bishop pursuing in vain down the sideline in the very last game at Veterans Stadium.
Yeah.
The 2002 NFC Championship game, for those of you who are uninitiated in our pain.
That was
Yes.
brutal.
And then for the
Warren Sapp wore an Eagles jersey. He wore a Jerome Brown jersey.
oh, I didn't even know that. Thanks for
Yes, he did. He did.
Thanks for
So
that,
it
Captain
got even
Graham.
worse.
And then for the Flyers, you might think I'm going to pick the Patrick Kane 2010 Stanley Cup winning goal.
Which hurts.
It hurts, but I'm actually going to go with 1997 when Darren frickin' McCarty, who has like 4 lifetime goals,
Yep.
undressed our supposedly stud upcoming defenseman Yanni Nienema in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
The dipsy do, whoopsie
Yeah.
who. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah,
was
that
bad.
was really bad.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad enough
So
we were
let's-
getting swept. That just was
Yep.
punch you in the
That
face.
caused me to turn the television off. That
Yes.
caused me to turn the TV off because I knew that was pretty much that ended their entire cup run.
Yes.
Thanks
exactly.
for ruining my Saturday, Steve. That was great.
Well, that's why I did it. There can be no hope without despair, or is it the other way around?
That's
I
true.
don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
So,
It doesn't matter.
so now
How
we're
about
going.
How about the multitude of interceptions Donovan McNabb made in NFC Championship games? Can we just throw them
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
Sure. If you want
Throw
to,
that in there.
pile
Yeah.
one, it's all good.
I'm sure that hurts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ryan Howard blowing out his Achilles.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was
hit
pretty
the ball,
bad.
hit the ball 3 feet and fell down. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Should have been a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more you
Some
guys
bad
want to
ones.
throw out there before we get to something positive?
There's so many.
Exactly my point.
We
Exactly my point. All right,
Terry
then.
Clarkner in his entire career.
Oh, that's a low blow.
Yikes,
That's a
man.
low blow. Matt's got something personal going on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
what's
He
up with
was.
that.
Yeah, that's because he was horrible. I'm just saying.
Man.
You know,
Matt,
bad.
Matt Craig does not speak for two noobs talking. It was-
Yes.
Speak for me.
Mr.
I
Snyder
speak for
has
me.
passed away. We can just let it go at this point. Danny Brer is here to save us. We're fine.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
That's very true.
With that hope of Danny Briere, let's move on to our top 3 favorite plays
Let's
from
do it.
1983 on that we bore witness to. And I guess I'm going first here with my 3.
Yes,
So
you
this
are.
first one is from the 2008 Phillies World Series run. And this was game 5, right?
This was game 5.
Yes. Okay. So the clinching game, Chase Utley, ground ball to Chase Utley he fakes a throw to first and then throws home to get the runner at home to get out of the inning.
Just a tremendous play.
This is a tremendous play.
Yeah.
Heady baseball play. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons I love this play is because if this had been Derek Jeter, the talking heads at ESPN would have been jerking off to it 24/7.
Yes. Yes. Totally.
But because it's Chase Utley, it barely gets mentioned.
Yeah, no
but you're
doubt.
right. It's a huge play. I think it's incredibly heady because I don't think he gets the runner at first base the way he's running to field that.
And I think he realized that as he pumped the throw.
Agreed.
I think in his head he was like, and he saw the guy on the other side of his.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so heady. He saw both players making their moves and made the right decision. That doesn't happen that often.
What a great bounce throw right to Ruiz, and Ruiz with a great dive across the tag. It was great. And then, of course, the bottom of the inning, Feliz delivers.
Yep.
Gets us the base hit, wins us the championship. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So good stuff. Now, play number 2 shouldn't be a surprise. Actually, stop the tape for a second because I did want to mention the play I wanted to pick from the 08 run was actually the Matt Stairs bomb of a home run off of Jonathan Broxton against LA in the conference final.
It literally still hasn't landed.
Yeah. But as I confess, I went to bed. I did not see the home run live, only heard about it the next day. So I could not pick it. But so now we can roll the tape. This is the Philly special. And I can tell you exactly what I was thinking here. It's like, all right, 4th down. Oh boy, here we go. All right. This is gutsy. Gutsy. All right.
Wait a minute.
Here we go. Oh, wait. Oh no. They didn't get the look they wanted. Oh crap. Oh geez. Oh no, what are they doing? What the hell are they doing? Wait.
Touchdown.
What just happened? I mean, when they snapped the ball to the running back, I had visions of Ronnie Brown as an Eagle in 2011 running into a pile and then just throwing the ball up for grabs because the Wildcat did not work.
Yes.
But this, and people can say the obviously won us our first Super Bowl, the Eagles. Incredibly important play. And people can say, oh, well, the Bears ran it with Matt Barkley. What makes this so special? Well, you run this at the end of the half on 4th down against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The balls it took to run that play.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the Chicago Bears running it in game 15 of the regular season.
Yes.
And by this guy who suggested it too.
And the greatest part is it's a Nick Foles call. It isn't a Doug Peterson call, which we find out later. Yep. And to Steve's point, I'm watching it in Dallas, which was great watching this play. My first argument is where is LeGarrette? Like, why is Clemens in the game? Like, it looks like they're lining up for a LeGarrette Blount, ball stuck in his chest. He's gonna ball over 2 people, score. We're gonna make dominant. What the hell is Clemens doing out there? where is Nick Foles going? And as you see when you get deep in the play, he's like leaking out, and it's snapped. And Trey Burton, who will forever be in Philly, what a throw! What a
great
throw!
pass.
And a catch by a white dude that can't catch. Tall ass white dude that can't catch. Which was a great stick in Tom Brady, because didn't he drop the ball?
Oh, yes, he
Got a
did.
similar play,
Oh,
which made
yes,
it
he
even
did.
better. Which even made it
yes.
even better.
The reaction we had at the Craig household was hilarious. We had no idea, of course, like, what were they even thinking? It's like, we're at the end of the half, we're up 3, but it's like, what on earth? And then it was like, whoa, wait. And then it was like the touchdown. And we didn't know what to say. We were just like, oh my gosh, they're in. We're cheering, of course, but what did we just witness here?
That's exactly what it was. I
That's
had no problem going for it on 4th down, right where they were. I'm like, go for it.
Might as well give it a shot.
You got running backs.
Give me a heart attack.
You got offense. Yeah, you got running backs. You got offensive line. Like, I wasn't worried about the 4th down, but the throwing on 4th down. What a way to put a stamp on it. Like with that play.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll live on forever in our hearts. Now this one.
Oh my gosh.
This one I was half lucid for.
This is 360p.
Yeah. So this is 2000. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers. And Keith Primo ends it with 8 minutes to go in the 5th overtime, the 8th period of the game.
Crazy.
And the thing I love the most about this is when you get this late in the game, you figure it's going to be the play is so sloppy, it's just going to go off somebody's butt and bounce in the net, and it's going to be this weird goal. And you had that vibe all night because the game tying goal bounced off John LeClair's head in the 3rd period. It just had that kind of feel, and then to have it end on was a pretty sweet pull up goal.
Oh my gosh!
Top shelf. Lets the defender go right by him. That was incredible. And I had a final I shouldn't say the next morning.
Night or next day. Or
morning. No, it was that day because it was already Friday morning when this happened. Incredible. And I have to, my dad went to bed. My dad's not a huge sports guy, but he was interested. He went to bed, normal time, woke up, came down because I was still watching. It was the 3rd overtime. Yeah. Watched the 3rd overtime, decided he was going to go to bed after that. And he said, well, might as well go for the record now. And I said, shut your mouth. Because I did not want to be up that late. But I stuck it out. 2:35 a.m. I made it.
God bless you. Wow. Yeah. Sound asleep at that point, my bud. I was sound asleep and woke about it, obviously, the next morning, and they win. And, of course, like you see the highlight later. It's like, oh, wow. But 2:35 in the morning. Longest overtime game ever in NHL history.
No. Modern NHL.
Oh, modern.
There were 2 that were longer, but they were played in like 1930 when they were skating on ponds.
Which does not count.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mine is interesting. I worked the entire game plus overtimes. Wow. So I drove home, got Wawa, was eating food, still watching the game. When he scored the overtime goal, I was thankful because me and a friend of mine, people that we grew up with, we were both eating food after our work shift, and it was like, oh God, we can finally go to bed. He scored. Yep. Like, it was not like I didn't see the first 4 periods, but I got to get into the drama of the last, which was. Thankful it ended because I would have stayed up until 7 a.m. to watch watch those overtimes.
I think, and I remember I was half asleep at this point, so I think I had decided I would go to bed if the 5th overtime ended.
Yes,
without a winner. Yeah. I can neither confirm or deny that. But to close this one out, Gary Dornhofer on the local television feed. With his call at the end, thank God this is over.
It's over.
I agreed with that sentiment entirely. Good thing we won.
Yeah.
If I'd stayed up that late and we lost, I would have been pissed.
That would have been awful.
Exactly. Oh, that would have been. That would have been. Yeah, just terrible.
So those are my 3. Going now to. Awesome. I think we're going to John now, right?
Going to Johnny.
Yep. Going to John. All right.
I lost some. John. I lost some with those 2. So these are mine.
So, John, this is NLDS
Yes.
2008, right? So
Yep.
this is like right in the middle of
Yep.
the Phillies championship run. CC Sabathia throws a pitch to Shane Victorino with the bases loaded. And oh my goodness, Citizens Bank Park goes Bedlam, baby. Look at that. Talk about it. What were your thoughts, feelings on it?
Off of that monster.
Yeah.
Man, he was on that year.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
he was practically unhittable.
Yes.
Yeah.
The walk before that kind of set the tone. But Shane just doing what Shane does. Off of literally the most unhittable pitcher that year. It was what made that it maybe not the home run is so big. It was the moment that they created like the play was awesome, but just I think we all started to believe at that point.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that was the moment that we all started to believe. That play caused us to be like, I don't think we're out of this in
No.
any stretch of the beat. Like we just took on the beast and beat him.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. That was a great home run
Yeah.
in
I mean, it
Phillies
was just
history.
an electric atmosphere down there at the bank, and it's
A grand slam against CC Sabathia in 08. Like I don't think people would believe you if you were just
by
looking
a guy
at
who doesn't normally hit home runs.
Yes.
No.
Yes. That was we were really unsure of who Shane Victorino was at that time period.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was our center
Yeah,
fielder,
Rule
but
5
is
draft,
he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is he? And he. He became.
He was a great 7-hole hitter because it was like you needed that speed at the bottom of the order to kind of help the turnover the lineup. And he could, it was great because you had Rollins and Utley at the top of the order, and you had this guy who could not only put the ball in play, but hit it over the fence too. And I mean, what a great pickup. My God, Rule 5 draft.
Love that guy.
With this guy. And you met him, right, Johnny? I think
one of the best Philly sports athletes I've ever met, Shane Victorino.
Yeah.
He is such a darling of a human being.
Now this one.
Yes.
Johnny, go ahead.
Before this even starts, this is something I remember. I wanted to bring this up because this is something I remember from my childhood. They were so bad at this point. My dad wouldn't even watch games with me. So I was stuck on the couch by myself, not knowing what I was getting into later on in life. And but this is something I remember. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah. This was Pat Summerall and John Madden also on the call this game too, because it was Eagles Giants, and you could tell the Eagles were kind of coming up, right? I mean, at the end of they were coming. They had Randall, but this was the Giants. The Giants were off the Super Bowl or 2 years removed or something like that from the Super Bowl. So this was a massive game in the NFC East back then. Cunningham, 4th and 33.
Does anyone know why it's Cunningham punting the ball here?
That had to be a coach's decision because maybe he could get it off quicker than the punter.
Maybe I don't know.
Or they were thinking that it would be a fake. It was you know how you have a fake field goal? Maybe you had a fake shotgun that turned into a punt. Like we'll get them by surprise. That's what it seemed
I
like
don't think you're running a fake punt on 4th and 33
No, you're not.
From your own goal line.
Maybe
that
he
would
was
be
just
insanity.
But maybe he's the only athlete that could do that. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the punter couldn't do that.
That's the thing. It would have been.
Who knows who the punter was at that time?
It might have been John Telchik, I think, was the punter back then, like in the late '80s, early.
That's
90s,
a blast from the past.
I don't remember an Eagles punter before Jeff Fiegels. That's how.
There you go.
But Randall though.
Yeah,
that's 91 yards. He was the ultimate weapon for a reason.
It just showed his athletic ability. He was so good. He is so underrated in Philly's lore. Like, dude
you
was
watch that
athlete
video. Yeah, that punt traveled 65 yards in the air.
And
from a quarterback, not a punter.
Yeah, and my grandparents were actually at this game in the Meadowlands.
Awesome.
And they would talk about it like for the rest of their lives. That this amazing thing that Cunningham did, 91-yard punt.
Something you've never seen. Yeah, you've never seen it ever since.
It was just cool. It was good. It was just cool.
All right, Johnny, this one.
This one's important in my Eagles. Although the Super Bowl, like I would have definitely thrown the Philly special if Steve didn't take it.
Yeah.
There you
Or,
go.
or there's a Deuce run, Shady McCoy run in the snow was one of my
No.
favorites. But this one I remember my parents were away. And I was home by myself. Like everybody was away. Everybody was grown. I was a kid by myself first time. And what did I do? I wanted to watch the Packers Eagles game. And it was probably the first game I watched by myself without my family, who are huge sports fans. So I was like by myself, and then this happened. And I was like, it was my first time being like, oh my God, they're actually going to do something. They didn't, but they actually are going to do something.
They won the game.
No, they
Yeah.
won the game, but I mean, like later on, it didn't work out well.
Yeah.
But
Right,
I
right.
just remember like Freddie Mitchell's such an idiot in real life and in Eagles lore. But I cheered for him, and I always want to see him be good, although he
Yeah.
was never going to be good. And then when that moment happened, Donovan, what a great throw! I shit on Donovan all the time, but what a fucking throw by Donovan! That was
Hard to
one of
do.
his best throws. Yeah.
Yeah. No question about it. And of course the spike, and they convert and they end up winning the game. I think in overtime.
In
if I
overtime,
remember right?
Yeah, I
And
think
I'm
threw an interception actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Brian
Dawkins.
Dawkins. Yeah. Two
Yep.
Dawkins.
Yeah.
This was the moment where I had always said this. I was not a big Donovan fan, but that throw turned me to I didn't care if I didn't like Donovan. I wanted Donovan to win a championship for Donovan. Like it wasn't even fandom anymore. Like after I saw that throw, I'm like, that dude's got it. Like just win the championship, please. Like that's what it turned into with me with that fandom from that throw.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, one of the all-time greats. All right, well,
All right, so now we're going
I
to
guess
Matt.
it's me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're up. Cue the
So
Ben
this
Simmons
is-
highlights. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Setting the stage here, 2009 National League Championship Series. Of course, Phillies win in 08, so we're going back to the World Series here, but we got to get through the Dodgers once again, like we did in 08.
Yep.
And Rollins at the plate, 2-1. You're down 1-1 count. Game 4, so you're up 2-1, I believe. So if you lose this game, it's tied 2-2, and you got the Dodgers kind of thinking like, all right, you got a chance, maybe. But Rollins, with one of the best hits I've ever seen live, splits the gap. And of course, you got Bruntlett scoring, and then Ruiz coming around and with the
what a slide.
slide.
What a slide.
And the place goes nuts again.
My biggest question, why do you throw Rollins a center cut fastball right there? Why do you do that? Like, what are you, dumb? You're not going to beat him there.
Broxton was already like
Broxton?
shelled in his mind with Matt Stairs. You know, Matt Stairs shelling him in Dodger Stadium. So for him to come back, everybody knew, of course, what happened to him in LA. So it's a big pressure situation. And Rollins, I mean, what I love about the hit was just the sound off his bat. You knew it was going to split the gap. You knew it.
Yeah.
And it was a game-winning hit. Something like that with you got 2 out, bottom of the 9th, you're down a run. It's the stuff of legend. I think it's one of the best Phillies walk-off wins ever in their history.
I would not disagree.
It's one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites for sure. And just the bedlam afterwards, it's just party mode at that point. And that's what this stadium is seen. I hope they never leave Citizens Bank Park.
Baseball was fun back then.
Yeah. Then, of course, we can't shit on Boston. Even more.
Yep.
Game 7. They're down 3-0, right? And, of course, we come back to tie it. They're down 3-0 in this game. We come back to tie it. And a little-known forward known as Simone Gagne.
Not little known. You know who it is. Real fans
goal,
know.
baby, to beat the Boston Bruins with 7 minutes to go.
After too many men on the ice penalty by
Yes.
Boston. Oops.
And they are so dejected. And the Wachovia center.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
Wachovia. Yeah,
Wow.
I forgot about that. The thing
And
I
they're
love,
giving it to him. I love it.
I love it when they replay this game on like, you know, Sportsnet or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you watch it and the Bruins go up 3-0 in the game, and all the Boston fans are like feeling it, and I'm looking at them going, "I know something you don't know."
You don't know.
The gather in the shot is so awesome off the rebound.
Yeah.
The patience he showed was
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just,
90% of the time on a shot off the goalie like that, you don't get that amazing patience and
No,
high
you're
shot.
just slapping
You
the
get to
thing
stuff
back at him.
in. You get to stuff back in. Like you don't
Yeah.
get the fact that he took that extra second not being checked to just fire that puck is awesome.
and he roofed it. I mean, he roofed it over
Young
Rask.
kids that learn hockey from that kid. Like
Yeah.
when a puck comes off a goalie, do that.
Do that. Exactly.
That's how
Go
that
top
happens.
shelf. Yeah. Unless you're Clinton, you always go top shelf and you always hit the bar.
No,
Just
you
saying.
always
Or
go
me.
high and wide.
Or me in the
And
head.
then, of course, I mean, here, you know, with this, first of all, number one, can I just say, baby blues, right?
Yeah,
And the
they're
maroon
They're
color.
the best jerseys. They're the best jerseys in the history of Philadelphia,
And
I believe.
yeah. And you
I
got
believe, 100%.
Michael Jack. I mean, look at this. The classic stance, you know, closed stance. He's right over the plate. He's at 499. Oh, wait. Let's just hit the 500th career home run in the
See,
concrete jungle.
he didn't even get a center cut fastball. That dude tried to that dude tried to strike him out.
3-0 pitch, by the way. 3-0 pitch, and he clobbers it. And I love the fact, too, you know, he rounds third, couple high fives, watch him stomp home plate. Bam! Right there. Just
Gotta make
stomps
sure.
on home plate. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And there are some players on this team. I'm looking at, like, I think there's like Mill Thompson's in there. You got Lance Parrish, who was a great catcher, Juan Samuel. And yeah, there was a Steve Jeltz sighting in there.
There you go.
Oh boy.
How about Jose
So,
de
yeah.
Jesus? Was he in there?
There you go.
Jose
Yeah,
de
I think he
Jesus,
was.
the Jesus, yeah.
Dr. Jesus. Yep.
Yeah.
Was it Greg Gross over there on that?
Might have been. Yeah, Greg
I think
Gross.
so,
Yeah.
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 Could be.
But there are some great memories.
Just look
of
at
that.
those uniforms. Those uniforms.
Oh.
Don't worry about the people. The uniforms, man. They were
The
wearing
uniforms were the
uniforms.
best. Yeah. They were the absolute best. So
Good stuff.
All right.
yeah.
So, gentlemen, that
Wow.
concludes our walk down memory lane of the worst and favorite Philly plays. Let us know in the comments if you're a Philly fan, if you agree or disagree with some of our picks. If you're not a Philly fan, we don't want to hear from you. You can comment on other things.
Yes.
You know, like the douche CEO in India who replaced this thing with AI, or you know, you want to talk about street signs, whatever. But Philly fans, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
In the comments,
We're all
about your favorite
inclusive
play.
except for Philly sports.
There you go. There you go. Love it.
There's
That's
no
right. And
tag.
Glenn, I don't want to hear that Alshon Jeffrey was not lined up on the line of scrimmage.
He was on the line of scrimmage, Glenn.
He checked with the official. The official gave him the okay.
He gave him the thumbs up.
Absolutely did.
So there you go.
Absolutely did. With that, we also conclude episode 146 of Two Noobs Talking. Can't believe we've done this many episodes without killing each other. So maybe
It
next
helps
week we'll
that
be
we
back.
are
I don't
not
know.
in the same place.
Well, yes, that's true. That's true. Although, let me check the status of the drone that was supposed to be flying over Matt's condo at this very. Okay. So until next week, we shall see you later. Have a good one. We'll have plenty more weird stuff to talk about in the future.
Absolutely.
AI bots coming up.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to us here at Two Noobs Talking. If you want more of Two Noobs on social media, we're here for you. You can find us by searching Two Noobs Talking on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Clapper. Have a great week, and we look forward to delivering another great episode to you next week. Take care.